So I'm just waiting for a few minutes or a minute or two until people start getting together. Once they start seeing this, we'll talk about how to improve your photographs. So exciting. Just want to make sure that we get a few folks coming on board, and if they have questions, also I'll try and answer them as best as possible. If not, I'll also help you with replying on your questions later on, and I'll definitely take care of it. So we've got Mr. Patel, Mahesh Patel joined. That's Mike Patel, right? So he hasn't mentioned that. I'm reading some stuff on it. Remember something, I'm also recovering from cataract surgery, so a lot of these things, it's hard to see. So I'm going to put the post up, so that way later on I can also take it further. Few more minutes. Anything so far, Mr. Patel, do you want to talk about, or any discussions that you have in mind? Let me know. I know you do a lot of hiking, so taking those hiking shots and meeting with people, so doing a giving, see what happens. So I want to take it up a notch later on, and as time goes on, I'll expand on the type of photography that we talk about. So we got John also, he's joined. Thank you, John. How are you doing, John? So please remember, keep your comments below, and if you have anything that I want me to discuss, let me know. But I'm going to actually run through this whole system, basically just explaining the basics initially on how to improve your photographs. There's a lot of different ways and a lot of techniques that's going to go on. So with that said, I'm already a few minutes into it, so close to 7:30 here, guys. I've got Don Patel, or Devin Patel. Sorry, can't see your name properly from here. I'm a little old. So thank you for joining, Devin. How are you doing? You are all the way in Florida, if I'm correct, Devin. Hello. How you doing, buddy? It's been a long time. Any questions you guys have, please post it. I've got Baker, Leon Baker. Devin's doing good. How's the kids, Devin? So let's get a little started. I don't want to spend too much time waiting for a lot of people. I mean, I'd rather give them a minute or two extra here. But just want to start flowing with a few things, and then we'll catch up with most of the guys that once they join. Everybody wants to take great pictures, right? So we go out and we invest in various things. Great, Devin. Love to. I see them on the Facebook, by the way. I just got off track here about Devin's kids. So with that said, we want to have beautiful pictures. Devin's got two kids, a boy and girl, and he likes to keep track of them as well. And one of the main key factors that I always like to emphasize, how people use the cameras and types of cameras they use. So a lot of times people have invested on phones. I have an iPhone. The recordings that's going on live Facebook right now is with an iPad. My iPhone is sitting right next to me. It's actually doing a timer for me. But even that is perfect, because the resolution and everything else with these cameras they've installed on them are actually getting better and better. And also the software. They got these gyro systems that will actually help you from having shaken pictures. But one of the key factors I want to help you with is I want to give you the differentiation with different cameras, and then I'll come back to the basics, and then I'll improve it from there. Here's the heavy loader. So I use this, but I used to use the phone quite a bit. And then I realized a few things about a phone, that it doesn't give me what this system does. This is totally a different, unique system. Some people have it. Mike's got it. He's going on a vacation, Mike. If I'm correct, I've just seen Mr. Rao come on as well. So, Mr. or Mrs., I think I apologize. Rao's on it, so I'm going to just use the last name. Tough for me to see with cataract surgery. So, I got new lenses, and it took me a while. Now I feel like I'm normal, and it's beautiful. I can see everything fantastic, clear, crystal, everything's fantastic. Hello, Rao. So going back to the camera systems, a lot of people have shaky shaky pictures, and also have dark pictures. So those are some of the issues that we run into. I've got another, I think it's Nitin Patel that I'm seeing, and then I've got John also saying hello. Meena is also joining us. So we got quite a few people slowly coming up. Appreciate you guys joining me. So I'm going to go quickly back to what I was saying, different types of pictures, different types of equipment that you use, iPhones, pads, you got Androids, they all great picture capturing systems, and they have pretty good lenses. Now don't get carried away with the type of lenses and things that it has in it, but just keep, it's covering basically, Mr. Rao, basic concepts about taking better pictures. So I'm going to go through that, and that's what I'm doing right now. I don't want to bore everybody else, but I'm going to continue with it. If you have some other steps to discuss later on, Mr. Rao, I can always take it offline, and I'd be more than happy to help you out. So using these phones, number one, a lot of people carry this. They don't carry an iPad around. I do. I carry most of it around depending on where I am. But these phones are the toughest items to work with. A lot of people will do this one-handed, and that's what becomes tough. If you're extending it, it becomes shaky, and you can't hold on to it. If you bring it closer to you, it makes it easier. But if you do two hands, it makes it even better. But now here's another factor a lot of people don't seem to understand. If you take a picture like this, it's more difficult with the cropping and everything that it's done for you, and you're basically cutting a lot of things out. So my recommendation is, you have an iPhone 8 coming out, so cool, they very close. My kid's got a 7 and I've got a 6, so they all do the same steps. Don't be afraid of the software and everything else. Don't get technical on it. But now what I want to teach you first is holding the phone closer to you and digging into your body with your elbows. That actually stabilizes it and makes it a better picture to take. A lot of people will take it up here, but you've already noticed I've got a gap here, and that doesn't help. So I need to stabilize it. A lot of times I do this, or better yet, if you have a partner or somebody who doesn't want to be in the picture, you can actually use their shoulder and take a picture with it also. iPhones have these buttons, the volume buttons, that you can also use to take pictures. You just press one of them at the bottom, and once you tuck yourself in and focus on it, you'll be able to take a better picture, a more clear picture, less shake. But then coming back to the other side of it, a lot of times our pictures are dark. I've got a light going on, and this light is basically this little thing. I'm going to show you a quick one. It's bright, right? So these are Luma cubes, as I call them, but I use it for my own reasoning. Right now, I wanted to get my eye shadows and everything taken out so I don't look dark. And if you do this, watch, my eyes get darker. So things like that you want to improve. But a lot of us don't have these type of fancy goods. Cameras have a flash. So use that flash. And that flash, basically, when you're taking a picture, especially close up and group pictures, especially with families, always apply the flash. That flash is going to basically make people look better long term, and it's also going to improve your picture and make it sharper because the flash synchronizes with the shutter, and that gives you a more clearer picture because both of them collide, and that actually helps you with a better picture. Most of the times that we run into is movement. Somebody will move and you can't help it, but you can stop it, and it says, you know what, guys, hold on. 1, 2, 3, click with your thumb. I don't like using the thumb because it still vibrates, but it's better if you use the bottom part of it. I like these buttons, and that's easier. If you notice, I put this camera upside down rather than this way. A lot of people use it this way. They want a little height. I don't have to do that. I can even do this and still double it. With this finger, I can actually focus on the people that I want to actually get them in focus. Or try to also, especially with these smaller cameras, try to keep the line as simple, as slim as possible, because you have more people staggered. It tends to create out of focus pictures. Some of the people in the front or the back will be out of focus. These things are not as perfect as these big guns are. These big guns have a lot more versatility, and then you can actually work on that. So iPhone 4, no problem. Don't be afraid of telling me, look, I got this old camera or new cameras. They're all the same. Equipment-wise, they do the same job. Don't be afraid of that. My thing is letting you know that a camera is a camera. It's you that's taking the picture that's going to make the difference. And understanding and trying to figure out the best solution for it is the key factor here. So personally, I would do, if you don't understand it, I mean, I'm welcome to call me, welcome to PM me or whatever you want. I'd be glad to help you guys out. But I just want to make sure that you guys understand equipment is not the issue. Every car has 4 wheels. It'll take you from A to B. Cameras will do the same thing. They are a little sophisticated, not overcomplicated. So don't try to be what this camera can do for you on this camera. These two items are different. This one can do a lot more too. A lot of times we like to be fancy and we'll angle it off and things like that. Take straightforward pictures, easy, go into your editing systems that you normally have, and you can adjust it the way you want it, make it better. Long term, these systems will do an excellent job for you if you just do it right. And like I said, a triangle here, click, easy. One of the things that you guys may not be doing it right, and I'm not blaming anybody, I'm just not knowing these things. I basically take the camera, especially on a video part of it. When you're doing a pan, a lot of us do this faster, thinking we need to capture it faster. If you do it a little slowly, and it tends to do a better job. The thing is that panning, when you see it after on a system like a computer or even an iPad or whatever, when it's done too fast, it tends to like make you sick. It's like a roller coaster, and you know what you've eaten, and all of a sudden you're going to throw up. This is how it looks like when it comes out on these systems. Personally, slow it down. There's no excitement. There's nothing to, nobody's getting married, right? So all you need to do is slow down. Don't rush it. Easy. Here's another key item. A lot of people say, well, I'm having a problem and I can't take pictures properly. Plug this guy in. This little button here, and especially with iPhones, I don't know about the Androids, but I'm just assuming they do. You can actually trigger from here. And I also have a tripod. I carry it most of the time in my car, and it helps. But at the same time, if you don't have a tripod, you don't have these things, use that. And especially when kids are doing something and you don't want them to be aware of you taking pictures, then what you want to do is use that, and it will actually take discrete pictures. Don't get funny ideas, okay? Just try to get discrete pictures of folks or parents and things like that. A lot of people are shy about pictures. I hate pictures myself. So I've never had pictures of myself until I'm too critical about it. So that's one of the reasons. This system will do perfect job. Also, the system in my case with these phones, I can pinch and I can actually bring it closer or actually go further. Mr. Patel, Tejal Patel, is on the live as well. So we're talking about taking pictures, better pictures. I'm going to do an advanced version later on, so bear with me. At the moment, I'm doing is iPhones and iPads. So you can also do is improve the light by pressing on the square, and then there's a little star that comes up next to it. You just increase that, and that will basically improve the light of the subject that you're shooting. And a lot of times, like I said, this becomes dark and you don't have sufficient light. So to do that is just by using your thumb and just increase it, and that will actually light up the person. Don't worry about the background being blown out. It will get blown out, and I don't care about it, but the subject matter is what you want to be focused on. That's more important initially. Later on, we'll talk about getting that in focus and also in the right light exposed correctly, so that way it makes, you know, especially when you're out there in the field or trying to do this work, not work like professionally, but just for hobby's sake or just for doing something live on Facebook, always use flash, number one. Number two, hold it straight as best as possible on your body and dig it in. Holding this way will be great, and apply your thumb or the index finger, depending on which way those buttons work for you. Apply it that way. So with that said, to me, I'm just reading something here, topic, and yeah, submit your topics and I'll definitely help you guys out on that as well. The more topics I get, I can research it for you if it need be, but in most cases I already know quite a bit about photography. I've done my master's, so, and I still improve. I haven't given up. I'm close to 65 now, and I still learn new stuff. So happy to post it at the bottom. I will take care of it and be more than happy to help you guys out. Going back to stability wise, a lot of the older folks, 55 and up, use the pad, and they carry the pad because of reading purposes and various other stuff, or going on vacations, they use the pad. The pad has a fantastic camera system as well, but the newer camera systems are coming out between 8 megapixels and 12. That is not an issue unless you're going to blow it up. In our case, most cases, we are going to use it on Facebook, web, send it out to people, text it, Instagram it. These pictures will be perfect. This system here basically will do a 30 to 32 megapixels, and that is, it'll blow everything away, especially with the amount of storage that it requires. So this is not something that I would recommend unless you really want to do it professionally or you want to do it serious pro photography. Then I'd love to take you guys onto this, and I will definitely, once I get the reports coming in from everybody, I will also explain about this. Coming back to your basics here, one of the other things, I have a Pano requirement on the system, or Pano shoot that we talk about. And Pano is a system that's incorporated into, I don't know if all the phones have it, which I am not familiar with the Androids. I apologize, guys. But this one has a Pano and a slow motion, even a time-lapse system. But the Pano has a little arrow, if you look carefully, right? If you use that arrow, it has to be stable. Now, if you do this and that while you are doing your pan, what's going to happen is you're going to have a little black little segment on top or at the bottom, and what it's happened is it hasn't figured out that area because you've actually shifted the picture while you were taking. So the pan you have to be stable. So I normally do a pan like this, and I just rotate. I've stabilized my body, I've stabilized my hands, I've stabilized the camera. Use two hands. Don't be afraid of it. I don't care what people say. Hey, look, he's using two hands. But they don't realize that you and I are basically now doing fantastic shots, taking pictures with two hands. And I don't have a problem. Even with this now, I can even do it with my index finger. A lot of times when people say, you know what, give me a quick portrait shot, I can do that with this particular system also, just double-handed and fantastic. Lighting, always use a shutter. Actually, you always use a flash and always increase the light if need be. This one's flash is powerful and you like that also. So a lot of times I would recommend, I don't say a lot, I would say all the time. And one of the key factors, and I think somebody's, I don't want to name the person, but one of the things that he loves to shoot is bright items. And the key factor is have the sun always behind you, never in front. If you have it in front, you'll notice people will squint and they will look like they're closing their eyes. That is very bad, especially when photographers talk about it. I've done it as a professional. We always turn people to the back to the sun and then take a flash and take the picture. That basically improves it. So we have actually applied certain amount of light to offset the sun. But at the same time, this guy will give you a little bluer sky at the back also. And that's, you're all of a sudden saying, well, wait a minute, what just happened? Why is my photographs now much better than before? It's because you have taken the rule and said brighter light has to be behind us and the smaller light or the little light is in front of us. It's basically just covering this area which is always dark, because if you have sun, you'll notice this is what will happen, and you want to improve that. There will be a sparkle in the person's eye, and especially these systems will basically pick that up and then focus on it. That makes it a better picture also. Sharper pictures, be steady, use a flash. Focus first on them and then take it. Try not to use the button, especially the red button that is on the phone, and a lot of people don't seem to get it, but that button, this button here at the bottom, is the one that's going to give you the shakes. It does give you the shakes. They didn't, when they programmed all these things, they didn't realize that. So use this one. And this one is more steadier because you can actually just squeeze it. This one is tough. When you touch it, your hand moves and everything else, which also gives you a blurry picture. A lot of people like to do the selfie mode, and the selfie mode can be done also if you do that, but using your thumb on those volume buttons. Those volume buttons, especially with these Androids, actually with the iPhones, it will trigger it from there. Better yet, use these guys. This is even better. Holding it stiff, easy. You can even go to a wall, put your hand on the wall, and that stabilizes the camera. Click it with that guy. You can actually drop it down and just click it. It'll still do the shot. When you do an edit, actually go into your edit formula or format in the camera and just take the picture and actually reduce it. You can actually adjust it the way you want it and crop things out. So you have the tools to do that. I'm going to take my mug shot. There's my mug shot. Okay. So with that said, it has a detailed segment at the bottom for editing of brightness and everything else. And also when you want to edit it, it will actually, I'm already losing it right now also. I know there's a way to edit, I forget details, no. All right, I'll have to get back to you on that one, I apologize. There you go, sorry, it's at the bottom, my mistake. So this one I can now crop it and turn it around just to give you a better, so I've cropped part of my body at the bottom, and also you can do this, or you can actually make it even smaller. It's the squares at the bottom, so you can even do that. Yeah. So this helps you guys. I know that I'm running a little late here, but I just want to give you guys a heads up. We'll touch bases with you. I'll try and do this as frequently as possible. So it can give you guys, if you guys have any other issues you run around and encountered, please PM me and I'll definitely help you guys out. So I've got Faithy also joined a little late, but you can always, I'm going to put it up on as a recording and save it so that way you can view it as well. Any other questions, guys? Before I go, I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. And if you have any other questions, also, I'm going to do a little plug. So I apologize if it's a little tacky, but you know what? I love referrals. I do real estate. So keep that in mind also. All right, guys? So take care. God bless you guys. And you guys are all in my heart, right? Enjoy your week and the weekend. Hopefully I'll post a new posting for another live video. Hopefully I want to do this on a daily basis, so get this going. And I want to make this production a little faster and better. I'll also try and post it on YouTube, so you should be able to see this as well there. All right, folks, take care. Bye.